All right, fine people of YouTube, thank you very much for joining in. This is Arpexi. This is my, I think, part 19 of my Ender Magnolia blind playthrough. It was a no-death attempt, and now it is a low-death attempt, under 10 deaths, and I have only 7 so far, and I'm at the end of the game. I think probably, including this video, maybe 3 or 4 more videos left until I'm fully finished with this series. By that time, I will have beaten Gilroy, the final boss, twice, because this series includes the good ending and the bad ending as well. I guess you could call it a bad ending, but endings A and B, rather. So if you want to watch the video of a really good player of this game and you can maybe learn from it, and I will try to teach you along the way. If that's the case, I'd say you landed on the correct video. This video I will go through and I will explain what I'm doing some of the times, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. This time around, I suffered a loss on the previous video to this one. I had probably like a 5 boss streak or a 6 boss streak with no deaths. And then finally, like, the only normal enemy in the game that ever gets me got me at that point. So I wasn't too happy about that, but we'll go for this one. This video will go through the rest of the administrative district here, and I think I have a mini boss in this part, if I remember correctly. It is one of the soldiers, I think the red swordsman, that I end up having to fight. As you could see there, you want to do the attuner art whenever possible to get extra scrap and things like that for your farming. I did just release a very quick mini short, one that's good to get scrap once you have Lars's dash ability. This one right here. I believe you could get, like, I'm not sure, I'm not going to count the number, but it's like 500 scrap like every 1 or 1.5 minutes by that way. And I'm not sure, but just purely for scrap, I think it's one of the fastest methods. You use Lars to ram into about, I don't know, like 7 or 8 enemies. And there's also a chance of getting some containers on the way if you use it like close enough to the ground. So I made a quick short about that. Please check it out if you like. And I also have the XP and collectibles farming master video, especially for the end game, and how to increase all of those if you want to end up fully conquering the game. So here I'm just using the map to the mini map, and also pausing for using the main map to see when I use Lars's dash where I'll end up after using it. And so in the later stages of the game here, we have some pretty open areas, and I recommend to use the map to see where you're gonna end up. It's pretty accurate. So I'm just using it to go from one place to the next, all the way to the end. Now scale up and down the wall to see what's here, this unexplored section. While I'm down here, I'll go across and open up this door here. If my voice sounds like a little bit strange or like a little bit too quiet or like not like acting, it's because I have family that's sleeping. So when I record it late at night, this is how I need to sound. So as you can see, the hard point of this particular boss and these knights in general is that they are fairly aggressive and they have this counterattack ability. And the counterattack ability will as you can see, it was triggered by my owl. So this could be one fight where you may not want to bring the owl. But generally, once you've seen the counterattack, it's fairly easy to dodge. This is a boss where you always want to dodge toward him. You don't want to dodge away from him necessarily, unless it's in the situation you just saw where you're far enough away from that disc. But generally, he has a good balance of defense and offense. He hit me with that thing twice now. He hit me with that one. And luckily he's missing the lunge there. But yeah, you want to be careful of that lunge. It has a pretty good reach. And it's a decently telegraphed. Not as much as that standing swipe, but yeah. It's just, this is more of like a slow battle. I wouldn't recommend to focus on DPS, even though that's what I do too much. And you'll take him down eventually. Just pretty much stay close to him and always dodge toward him. Or if you're away, then maybe you can dodge away from him. But if you're within like a comfortable space, then you should always be dodging toward him. So nothing really big there story-wise. It's just a mini-boss for the sake of mini-bosses. And it was appropriate with the balancing of the game, I think. So no argument against that. And here I just resume the scaling of the wall just to see what's up here in the hidden space. I can say that if you are, and see I found a hidden place here, but I don't remember exactly, oh that's what it is, yeah. Let's see, that's the trick. It's, the purpose is that it's a wall to dash from. Which I think I figured that out right there without like looking at the map. Because I knew that, you know, there must be a way to, there must be a reason for nothing being in that room. As you can see here, like the platforms that you stand on, you can use them and like get yourself under them to like block the projectiles. And that's what I did at the beginning of this encounter. So, you know, it's like a gunfight, like take cover, wait until you get a chance to pop back up, and then do your damage. Right here we got two breakable walls straight across from each other, so that means we have to take it out from one, take them both out at the same time. are you guys watching any TV shows or movies lately? That's my topic for today, I guess. I watch a lot of shows. Right now I'm watching Alien Earth, and I'm also watching this Barbarian show on Netflix, which is like, it's a show in German. I'm not sure if it's produced by Germany or the, let's see, do we have, oh, it's just an item here, okay. So I'm not sure like if it's produced by Germany or like Netflix, but in some of the scenes the quality is pretty good. Just to let you guys know, you can, like, you see what I'm doing here is you just take them out from underneath. You know, like, why not do this, right? So I recommend to do that. But I noticed, I don't know why it's very rare, but only the first hit will hit these guys in my combo. So anyway, I took them out. But yeah, that show is like, this like Barbarian show is actually pretty good. Like, I watch like this guy's YouTube channel who talks like about a lot about history and like languages and stuff, and he said like the Latin that they use in it is pretty good, and like the German is pretty good too, and it's like I don't know if it's completely historically accurate, but like one of the Romans did like unite the Germanic tribes, and that allowed them to defeat Rome. But it wasn't only the Germans that like defeated Rome by themselves. Like, it was already like in big trouble, like economically wise, and like civil war, and you know, like generals like taking too much power, and you know, fighting against the state and things like that. So it already had like its problems, but that's what gave the Germanic tribes like a good chance to go ahead and like succeed there. But so far, like, the show is pretty good. It's about like this general who, like, he's not like a general. I don't know exactly what he is, but he's like, he was taken from his parents when he was like a child as like a peace, you know, to keep the peace between Rome and the Germanic tribe. And then he finally comes back and he meets everybody that he knows again. But he's an adult now, but he has to like, Rome wants them to, like, him to like, you know, preside over them and, you know, kind of do cruel things and stuff like that. I don't really think like Rome was like that cruel as the show makes it out to be, but like, I do know that at that time it was too expensive to pay for the foreign legions that were out in that perimeter of the empire, and they didn't have enough income to do that necessarily. So it may have been like a motive to try to squeeze profits out of like the outer like provinces and the outer territories. So it is possible, but like, I think, you know, a lot of it, you know, is like, you know, Hollywood or Netflix or whatever. But that's actually a pretty like decent show. I like it overall. It's kind of cool to hear the Latin too, like, you know, like how people sound, you know, spoke and things like that. And on YouTube, there's people who like have conversations with each other, like in complete Latin and stuff. So that's a pretty good one. And then like Alien Earth is like, a lot of people are giving it like a bad rap. I don't think it's too bad. Like, for me, I think it so far, like, I like it. It's like the production values are pretty good. The story is, I don't know. They're putting like they're putting like children into like machines, and but these children are kind of like being like a little bit like superheroes, and they're introducing things that like people are kind of like making fun of, like the girl, the main character of the show, which the actress is really, really good in this. And then Timothy Oliphant as like the synth guy, the manager, he is, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm really horrible with nouns. Like, you know, I don't know what he is. Is he like the leader or like the head of security, or I don't know, but he's just like the lead synth dude who's like controlling everything. And he is like, he's like a good actor too, and the girl's a good actor too, but they're like saying like she can like hear the aliens, but none of the other like hybrids, they call them, can. And it's just like it's like a little bit like out there, like what, you know, like why only her? So I think like they have to explain these things, and like I hope they don't make her out to be like some kind of superhero or something like that. But I think people want like a little more complicated with like motives and things, you know. They keep on saying that the cyborg that's in the show, they keep on saying like, oh, he's one of the most interesting characters, because I think they just like that like complication, like they don't know what he's gonna do next and stuff. But I think like, yeah, it's a decent show so far. A little bit more action would be nice, and a little bit more like maybe horror, I guess. But they have a few different like new aliens and stuff, and like that's a little bit interesting too, because they're trying to be different, they're trying to make it different, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, if you have a chance, let me know if you've seen either of these two shows, if you like it or not. For me, it's not bad. I mean, I always like alien stuff, and I've played the games. I've platinumed Dark Descent and Fireteam Elite on the PlayStation here, and I had a blast with those two games. Fireteam Elite is like a little bit tough to like platinum by yourself. I needed help on one of the stages. One of the stages is like really difficult to do, and oh wow, I almost got killed there. That's why like these beams are like so dangerous. And you can, the other thing is you can use your attuner arts as like a block. So you'll see by the time I do my XP farm, it's actually like in this area. And when I do that, I just blow through this section. So you'll see like how much like stronger I get at it and better I get at it. So it's a good video to see like how to move through this section quickly. But yeah, Fireteam Elite was like really like difficult to platinum, because like on the hardest difficulty you have to go through, and there's just you're not able to like kill enough of the xenomorphs with like only your thing alone. You have to make a build, and they call it like the infinite rocket build, and that's like your best chance. But like by normal weapons, you can't do it. So, but it's a good game though. But like that part made it a little bit difficult, and I think I like Dark Descent the best. If you're okay with like a strategy and like a point and click, you know, like you guys go here, you guys go there, then that's really, really good game for you, because I loved it. I thought it was so good. It was really, really nice game. It did have like one or two glitches that like stopped the game and froze the game, which was really bad, really, really bad, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I say it was really, really bad, then I say it wasn't too bad, but like, I mean, like it was overcomeable, but it was a pain if it happened. Here, as you can see, like the whole strategy with these guys is to bait them into firing. So you essentially want to jump up high here, or yeah, jump over it like this. You could do that too. But you wanna get them out of the camera's point of view if you can, or bait them in a way that they won't fire at you, that they'll fire above you, and then you have room for DPSing. As I mentioned in I think the last video, the Yolvan's Atuna art is by far like the best one. So you want to keep on using him to take out the enemies. Even if it's not multiple enemies at the same time, just a single enemy, if you get them in the right spot, I mean, no matter what you do, it's more damage than the other ones, but that's what I think. But if you get them in the right spot, you can hit them like 3 times and it's a lot of damage. Again, here we use the block to stay afloat and keep attacking enemies, so that made things a little bit easier, a little bit faster for me with those turrets. Now we have a straight shot across. We can take out that. Nouns. This is my trouble with nouns. We can take out that, not the growth, but the like blockage. And we can shoot straight across now. So here, using the platform for safety, if you can hit it, why not? So that was an easy kill right there. we go, and I think now we reach the final room before the boss. I think this is it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, before the throne. So, we're here. That happened suddenly. So at this point, if you take him out, then you get the basic ending of the game. So again, you can kind of use the mini-map here to move around a lot. And I actually got pretty lucky there with the projectile. Alright, we'll go down and fight this guy, and yeah. Blocked it with the attuner art. He's taken care of. Keeping my distance. I'm going to go after the healer first. You don't want him to be giving that knight any extra XP that it doesn't have to. And as you can see right there, if you have the punch ready and you do a few bit of shooting on him, you can stun him and keep yourself safe. And we got a nice room here. What do we have? Oh, the Nameless Priestess ring. This is it. This is it, guys. This is the good one. It is a 20% XP while attacking. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a spoiler or not at this point, but the homunculus that he's talking about actually is Nola. And he has, she's supposed to be the replacement for Gilroy. So I think that's what they're alluding to right now. And yeah, it actually does. It actually is, in fact, Nola. And that makes her, this is why we're going to have two different endings, because it depends on what Nola decides to do. Or it depends on what Nola does. And that affects the ending in two different ways. Right there, you can see that it's possible to stop Lars's rush midstream, and that's pretty good. In this case, using some situational awareness sandwiched between two of these guys, I could technically die in one hit, so I went to the safe spot there and I healed. I took one out, and then I finished the other one off. I'll probably go kill this thing here, and I will. There was an auto climb there. This is what I wanted to do, but it auto climbed and then I got hit because of that. But yeah, so that thing's done, and we're gonna get this guy here. I'll use the attuner art on him now. Or I won't. I could have. Alright, another fragment, 5 more HP. Yeah, not gonna complain. Time to get some more power-ups here. I can't believe there are 14 magic vials left. That's crazy. This reduces the slot. Not the best perk, but it's one of the best relics, so we should update it or upgrade it right away if we have nothing else better that we need to upgrade for better percentages or anything like that. So I do upgrade this guy, that ring right there. And that is, again, a great one. This is an excellent one too, the Cracked Magic Dagger. So I'm starting to upgrade the additional really good relics here. I have a very generous scrap amount at this point, so I'm comparing and upgrading the best ones. It's really unfortunate that that relic right there is only a slot increase. I'm sure it would be much better if it was a percentage one for that relic, but yeah, that's one of those. It basically, it just protects you on like the first hit, so like why even use it? You want something, again, that's like working consistently for you. Well guys, I have to tell you that it is time. I can tell I'm preparing for Gilroy right now. This is the final boss of the game. The first time I'm gonna optimize my relics. I think I know there's a new game plus, so even for Gilroy, I think I still have the dice equipped here. I wish I knew how much XP you actually get from the boss. I should have compared it, but I might have a few more deaths, less deaths, if I had taken that dice off, but we'll never know. So far we have the Tarnish Tag, 10% boost to your defense power. The XP dice, we have the Voodoo Doll, which is 25%. I think it said 25% less damage when you're below 50, so that kind of helps you with your survivability. So that one I'm gonna take, I think, and the can, which is break damage, and the bullhorn here, I call it, I forget what it is, and that's on your primary attacks. All the NOLA attacks are upgraded. I also take the Cleaner's Tag for the extra break damage to broken opponents, the Eye for the cooldown, and the Priestess Ring for the SP. And I also just took the Laborer's Tag for the extra defense, but it does increase your status effects, and Gilroy does actually cost fire damage on you. So yeah, the fire damage will actually, that's pretty rough. And I'm experimenting with the Cane Ring. I figured since the slots are fairly high on it, was a good relic maybe, but unfortunately it does. I thought it would help me with my survivability with the boss here, but unfortunately the gun doesn't give you any extra HP, I think, when you hit enemies with it. So extra HP, so yeah. But anyway, I took it, I think, end up taking it. I think my loadout for the second time Gilroy is going to be better than this one, but I'll comment on that at the time. So I can tell I'm going for like the SP accumulation synergy and the damage from Attuner Arts as well. It's debatable. The cooldown is only the punch by itself, which it is pretty good. It has a good stagger and good normal damage, but I don't know. I think for this battle there might be things a little bit better than the Eye. But again, I probably should have thrown the XP dice out. right, I think now we're gonna go for it. This is the big moment. If we count it by the first time, I could finish the game with only 7 lives lost here, only 7 deaths, if we count it as only beating the game the first time. So, checking for secrets here, and wow, what do you know? There is a secret. So, 5 XP, 5 extra HP. There, I'm not excluding the fact that there might be things behind the pillar, but it's too hard to check for, so I didn't think so. So yeah, Lito's punch right off the bat, and you can see in this fight, even the first time, I have really good instincts against the Gilroy. That was a big swing and a miss there. And yeah, it's a little bit risky having the tuner art dagger relic and missing. So at this point so far, it's like a wasted relic slot. I'm doing a good job dodging though. I feel like my pace is really good at this point. I failed to recognize the heat damage here. I could have dodged and got it off me a little faster. Missed parry. We got him stunned, we hit him, and I'm not sure, but I think Nola's weapon changes there for the tuner art with Gilroy. I'm not sure, but in the final one, it definitely does, I think. Oh, I botched the timing there on the laser. I knew it was going to be symmetrical with the hemisphere, but I couldn't adjust fast enough. And then I took a pounding right here. Extra tricky there with the beams going the opposite way. But I just noticed that they do appear in the same place regardless. So there's like unilateral safe zones and unsafe zones with the attack. Good block there with the attuner art. So now it's not looking good. Yeah, he got me, but it was really close though, and it was the first time. I really wanted to beat him like the first time, but we'll see what happens the second time. Learning points are I probably shouldn't have used the gun on him in the later stage when he starts to block, because that can trigger the block the counterattack really easily. So that was, it would be best to probably stop the shooting on him. Then the other thing is, I shouldn't get too close to him, and I should play a little bit more defensively because there's a really, really, really short window on that counterattack. And yeah, it's best to attack him while he has another attack going, because he can set that counterattack up at any time. Here I'm thinking like the status effects caused me a bunch of trouble, so I'm going to think about substituting that with something else. I think actually the cooldown eye would have worked pretty good, especially maybe more than the attuner art dagger in this case, because I did miss with it once. So I'm debating about the cleaners tag because it is a 20%, but only with the stagger, and the chain belt is 15% all the time. So I'm thinking about that, and yeah, I decided to go with the chain belt. I'm thinking about this too because yeah, I got hammered pretty well, and I got the status effect while I was getting hammered at that one like key turning point there. So I chose the stuffed toy or whatever it's called, and now I'm gonna go back here and like see if I can, what other kind of optimization like I can squeeze out of it. And yeah, the toy, so it's a 30% damage increase now, and that might help with because I got that fire effect a lot. So the toy in combination with the voodoo doll, that's a pretty good combo, because the voodoo doll will raise your defense across the board, but make status effects more easily to be had. But then the stuffed toy will limit the damage of those status effects. Okay, round 2, here we go. One thing of a note is that the final hit on Nola's combo, it actually does double the damage of the faster hits and like 1/3 more damage of the first initial hit. So if you can get that last one in, it's pretty good. But it's hard to do with Gilroy because he moves around a lot and you have to dodge a lot. Yeah, I got hit there, but I'm kicking his butt though. Yeah, Nola's Attuna art. Again, I really advise, I think that Joel Vaughn's Attuna art is much better. I think it would have did maybe double the damage. Just one heal used here, but I'm kicking his butt so far. That's what I love about the punch right there. You can use it as like a fade. That's a key break right there. And you can see like just how much more damage that did. Good dodge there with the parry just in case. And see what I mean? Like the shooting is what triggered that. A little jump there to throw off their seizing behavior. It worked. At this point, I'm almost certain I'm going to get him. What do you guys think? Two things there. I was too close to him, so it did about the same damage as Nola's, and it protected me from the fire as well. while the attuner art was going on. So it's immune to fire damage. There we go. He's done. He's done. Only one death, Gilroy. You're done, buddy. So you guys notice he called her Magnolia. So yeah, she is the Magnolia of Ender Magnolia. And that's why her name is like Nola, because on her inscription, the other letters, not Nola, but the other letters in Magnolia were weathered off and you weren't able to read them. So that's why she was called Nola. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. Don't leave yet. I'm going to do the good ending from now. And I think I will include that in my total deaths as well. So we're going to get both endings. Can we do it? Total deaths less than 10. We did it. We did it for just beating the game in general. Only 7 deaths. I literally seen like guys who said that they were really good play and like die to like the 3rd, 4th, or 5th boss like 7 times. I've seen normal people like just die like 12 times against Lido. So yeah, 7 times in the whole game. I'm pretty proud of myself. I love this game. If anybody has any questions on the game, you can ask me. I really hope they're going to do a part 3. I can't wait. There are like, they said 6, I forget, like 6 or 7 or like 9 other realms. So hopefully, like, they plan on making a game for each one of those realms. That'd be the coolest thing. But I think they're going to at least do a trilogy. And I think this game did like much better than the first one. So yeah, hopefully it's going to work. It's going to be good. So yeah, we have Millie, very, very good music for this. Both games, they're like some of my favorite soundtracks. In terms of game soundtracks, yeah, it's pretty high. Ender Lilies, Ender Magnolia, and actually Signalis. That's one of my favorite tracks to just listen to. I don't know why, it's just, I love it. So I love that game too. But yeah, this one, I think that the doll in combination, like the voodoo doll in combination with the stuffed toy, really did a lot for my defense. But I also didn't get hit as much this time around. I figured him out a little bit more, and I did also get a pretty lucky break there with his laser attack. So he only got the chance to do it one time, and I broke him when he did it. So that was good. My advice is just be careful about like continual attacks and autonomous attacks, because he will use that parry, and if you're close to him, it's pretty difficult to dodge. It might even be easier to parry, but I haven't tried it. About the game lore, it's interesting because he says like, oh, I didn't want you to do this. I'm not sure like what motive he has that Gilroy has that he wouldn't want Magnolia to like take his place, because like he doesn't really know her that well, at least according to the lore. And maybe she's kind of like a kindred spirit, or like a kin for him, because she was made like for a similar way or a similar purpose. But it could also be like the fact that he's blighted, it brings out like his worst personality trait, which is that he wanted to, stay in control of the realm and, take everything onto himself, basically like his own hubris. So that's the ending there. Magnolia takes his place. She keeps the barrier up. But we have another ending, okay? The better ending. And there's a lot of lore along the way. So we're gonna enjoy that. It says, even if this is a life created for someone else, these feelings of wanting to protect you are my own. So yeah, she was created for like Cain Milius, but she had her own feeling. This is EndingA. So she keeps the barrier working. It doesn't necessarily fix the problem. Magic is kind of the problem. And the parasol is just kind of like a Band-Aid, really. I think I took a really quick break here. I'll resume gameplay in like 1 minute here. Yeah, just 1 minute. I will start moving the map around there, and then I'll fast travel. If you guys noticed, the final hit of the Nola combo is actually about the same amount of damage that the Nola Atuna art does. I didn't recognize it at the time, but that's like, just the Yovan is so much better. Like, I might not have died if I knew that the first time. In the game, what do you guys think is like your favorite boss? I'm wondering like what ones people found the hardest and which ones found the easiest, and what like the most enjoyable one was. So I don't know, for me, I like Gilroy the final the best. It's just very fast paced and epic, so I like that. Of course, I didn't like the driller robot, Garm or whatever his name is. I hated him. So from here on out, I will tie up a lot of loose ends as far as like places in the game to go. And then I will go along the path of talking to Lily, who's highly suspected to be Lily from Ender Lilies, and to go ahead and get the Aegis Curio, the artifact that I need to get the good ending. So it's just like in Ender Lilies, where you have to equip a relic that doesn't really do anything in order to get a good ending. These behemoth looking things sticking out of the wall here, like I hate these guys. They on the New Game Plus, they're a lot harder, and I have some just words of caution about that, but I'll save that for next time. I'm going to end the part here, and we did it. Gilroy's down. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. We will, in the next episode, I will go after Gilroy, the good ending, and we're going to get it less than 10 deaths. Are you guys with me? Thank you very much. See you again.